And let's start with Chris Young with 4 1/3 hitless innings.
He looked in midseason form. Slider, a lot of depth to that pitch. I mean, he was pitching down in the strike zone and hitting his spots. Now he's shaking his head a little bit there. I don't know what he would be disappointed in. Maybe it was the walks, but I guarantee it. When Ned took him out, he had a big smile on his face. Hey, Chris, how you doing, bud?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Now Ned came out to the mound with a huge smile on his face, and he was. You had to make your manager happy, but when you went back to the dugout, it looked like you were shaking your head. Were you not pleased with your outing?
You know, I think the results were probably a little bit better than the way I threw. I wasn't happy with the walks, but you know, that's what spring training's for. You're trying to find your rhythm, the tempo, and build the pitch count, trying to work on game situations, and you know, it's not going to be perfect every night. So I'm probably a little hard on myself, but at the same time, I expect to be better and strive to be.
Joakim Soria is now pitching for the Royals. And Chris, I want to talk more about that because Hud and I have spent some time tonight talking about, you know, there's kind of that line of delineation where you go from getting your conditioning in and getting your work in to, okay, now I have some specific things in mind to get ready for the regular season. Nice play by Infante. The Royals have had a very good night defensively, especially on the infield. So tonight, how close was tonight you treating it like a regular season game, or did you still have some tweaks that you wanted to work on specifically?
No, I try to treat all the spring training games like regular season games. I mean, I want to come out and I want to work on my stuff. Aside from not really going through a scouting report, I'm out there trying to pitch to my strengths without knowing much about the hitters. There's not a whole lot of preparation that takes place. But once I'm out there competing, it's about you know, trying to do my best and have results, make good pitches the same way you would midseason. So you know, and then there's the conditioning element too, where you know, you're reaching a new threshold in terms of pitch count. So tonight I think I got it up close to 80, and the next time hopefully close to 100, and at that point pretty close to where I need to be.
Chris, you looked great tonight. It looked up here that, you know, the depth on the slider has been great. I asked Dave Island before the game if you guys have been doing anything. He said, yeah, you know what, Chris Young, he's an established veteran world champion pitcher. He said what we've been doing is maybe just taking the ball out of his glove and getting to his arm slot a little quicker. Is that something that you guys have purposely worked on?
No, Hud, that's a great question. Dave's being humble with that. He's been a huge help. He's a great pitching coach. He's been a huge help to all of us. He's helped me a lot this spring. The first couple starts, timing wasn't quite there. We worked on a couple things, and he really helped me. And I think it's shown in the results the last 2 times. And I turn to him almost daily, you know, to talk mechanics and have a game plan. And he's a huge help.
And as you were pitching, we had Edinson Volquez on for a while, and there's Dave Island watching Joakim Soria, and Eddie was saying, I asked him, I said, you know, when Chris Young is pitching or anyone else is pitching, do you watch them intently, and you guys have some feedback sessions where, you know, you not only want to hear from your pitching coach, but you want to hear from your peers and what they've seen?
Absolutely. I mean, I study all our guys. I love watching every guy on our staff, really. There's such fun arms to watch, whether it's Eddie or Ventura, Ian, Med in the rotation, and then down in the bullpen, you know, you've got Duff and Jack here pitching now, and Hoach and Wade and Kelvin, and it's just, there's such phenomenal arms. And in fact, I'm envious of all of them, but they're great guys, great to watch. I love talking pitching with them and trying to pick their brains.
Chris, how was your off season? I mean, being a world champion, I mean, that's rare for a player. I mean, I never even sniffed a postseason game, and now you're atop of the mountain. What was it like for you?
Well, Hud, it was a great offseason. I mean, it was a short, fast offseason, but the best kind of fast. And you know, the one thing I keep saying is that, nice play, Moose.
Thought about second base, but he'll take the out at first. 2 down. Go ahead, Chris.
One thing I keep saying is that getting a taste of winning the World Series, it just motivated me that much more. And it was so easy to start my offseason workouts just knowing that, you know, to have a chance to come back to a team where we hopefully can compete for another one. And for me, that was extremely motivating in everything you play for. And I'm just so happy to be here and be part of this group.
A year ago, you were coming off being the American League Comeback Player of the Year, and yet the Royals were the only team that gave you a major league contract. And Ned Yost talked about you. We also had him on while you were pitching, and how you just did everything he asked you to do. And even as competitive as you are, what has it meant for you this spring training? You've got a 2-year contract. and you are an established pitcher with the Kansas City Royals.
Well, Ryan, I haven't changed much. I mean, I approach it the same way. I want to be my best every time out, regardless of the circumstances and the situation. You know, and I think that's what we all strive to do. Sometimes there might be extra motivation, so to speak, but really, I want to live up to my potential and be the best I can be every time out, and that's my goal. And so I train that way in between starts. I try to really take care of myself and do everything I need to do in the training room, the weight room. I've got an unbelievable staff here, and the training staff and our strength and conditioning coach, and everybody's here helping us achieve our best, and I think it all came out last year.
I want to make sure we get another pitch here before we move on with Chris Young. Trace Thompson at the plate with Hernandez at second base. I had a chance to ask Eddie, and you know how much the fans just love this team, and you guys connect with the fans so well. So I asked Eddie, and I'll ask you, how's the family doing? That was a great year and a tough year for you last year.
Yeah, the family's doing great. They've been out here a couple times. The kids came out, my wife, during spring break, and we had a great visit. This is such a great time of year. It's so family-friendly, family-oriented. It's really the only time of year where we get to truly have sort of normal jobs where we work, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, something like that, and then have nights off to enjoy with our families. And it's so fun, but they're a great support system. I'm lucky to have them.
Well, we're lucky to have you. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Let's go see why.